Have you ever read a book that like was so good in the first half, like it was outstanding, and then the last half was absolutely horrible? I did. And no, it's not just because, you know, the little design they do for the story arc. You have the exposition, rise action, climax, spelling action, and conclusion. Not only did this book, do you mind if I draw on this board quick? Not only did this book follow it, like this was about halfway through the book. There was the climax, absolutely horrible. The entire rest of the book was spelling action. But there was also the fact that here in this last half, you really got to see how flat these characters were. I have a love for characters, and it was murder reading that book. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make a good round character, except not just any character, a villain. These are my favorites. You love them, you hate them, you love to hate them. And there are 3 aspects of making a villain. There's a type of villain, the motive, and the fleshing out. And see, I've been drawing for like 4 years now. And I've created my fair share of characters. I've done a lot of research, creating said characters. I think I know a little bit, but I'm no English major, so take these archetypes with a grain of salt. So I'm going to cover 3 of them. There were like a lot of them, but I'm using only 3 because I only have 8 minutes, and I already know that I'm probably going to go over. So anyways, first we have one of my favorites, and it's not really a villain. It's more of a character that I absolutely love, and a fake villain, the Lancer. This is Lancer from Deltarune. If you played that game, you know him. He's a little mischievous little fella who keeps saying he's the bad guy. He's gonna thwart you and he's gonna spill your blood everywhere and clean it up with the stupid bucket. He's outstanding. He's not much of a villain though. He's more comic relief. And that's what Lancers are. They are, and if you remember this, foil. They're the foil to the protagonists. And they're, like I said, they're usually comic relief. They're very fun. I love them very much. He is a darling. I'm just going to set this over here. Next up, I call this one the Bloodthirsty. Why? Because this guy is very bloodthirsty. Caleb, I see you. Listen, he may be from the most cursed piece of literature out there, but he makes it. It's either your head or he gets what he wants. He doesn't have much of a reason to be bad, unlike Lancer, who wants to be like, he wants to impress his dad. He just doesn't want to wear a hat. That's kind of very, very stupid. And then finally, my personal favorite type, the Noble type. If you know him, he's Handsome Jack from Borderlands. I love him. And if you know anything about Borderlands, he has a noble goal, which is rid the planet of Pandora of all the gross stuff going on, all the bandits and stuff. And he has a reason. It's not really a good reason, but at least he isn't doing it because he's bored. Which I know some characters would. And no, I don't like that. So he's the heroic type. Does it excuse him that he uses his daughter for power to unleash his great evil? No. But it's at least more interesting than just him being bored out of his mind thinking, hey, I'm going to kill the planet. Next up, motives. Oh, but first, I apologize. We're going to be making a little character too. So, I already have this all planned out, so there will be no interaction because I don't like you guys. So for the type, we'll do the heroic because it's my favorite, and it's just my favorite. I'm God here. Anyways, motives. Now I usually think of what I call the 3 S's, and like I said, not an English major. Take it all with like a bucket assault. So there is the selfless, the selfish, and the stupid. We'll start with selfless. Think of your favorite villain. Say, Thanos. Yes, I am using this because everyone knows him. You all know his plan. He wanted to snap away half the universe. Why? To have enough resources for the rest to thrive. It's quite the selfless goal. He wants it for the greater good. He wants everyone to live and be great. And by the very beginning of Endgame, spoilers if you haven't seen it, this is like literally 5 minutes in. He is on a planet and he's making himself some breakfast when he gets decapitated. It's very fun. Now, the selfish. These are the characters that want what they want for themselves, not like for a noble cause or anything. And this character I'm going to use is Papyrus from Undertale. Alright, so I know you're thinking, oh, he's stupid. He is very stupid, but he really wants to be a part of this big elite group that is good at killing humans. And he loves that, and he wants it because he wants fans and glory, and he wants to make his friend proud. Of course, if you've ever played the game, you know that he will not kill you. Every other character will, he will not. There's no way he'd be able to do that. So it's kind of a selfish goal, considering it's not for any greater good, it's just for his own want. And finally, the stupid goal. Now this one, it was a little hard for me to think of, but I decided to go with Bowser from the Mario games, because I don't know why he kidnaps Princess Peach like all the time. Is it marriage? Is it... I don't know. Maybe I just didn't do enough research, but I wasn't able to find anything. But yeah, I call that a stupid goal because you don't know what it is. So for our little character over here, he's gonna be a mix of all three. You can always mix and match. You can mix them with whichever archetype you want. He's going to kind of have he's gonna be naive, almost. Like, he wanted to, a little birdie came to him and said, you know what? I'm gonna make you super powerful as long as you do what I say. No strings attached. And little did he know, the entire thing was strings. And along with these little motives, they also aid you in fleshing out your character. They help you figure out his morals and everything like that. So here's the part where we're fleshing out. So for this, you can pick a character that you already know fairly well, which is what I did with this little character that I've already made. And you can build it up from scratch, kind of what I'm doing now. Either way, it's fun, but you get to morph it into whatever you want. And see, like I said, I am making my own character, except this character is like 3 years old. This little guy. He was one of my first characters I've ever made, and the design took me forever. It was bad, but I went through those steps after doing a whole bunch of research, and I ended up making him like a character, perfect. But then through lots and lots of design changes and everything, I changed him from a tyrant that rules with an iron fist to just some poor guy looking for his long-lost sister in the middle of a universe that's out to kill him. And he's trying to fight off these protagonists that mess everything up all the time. It's really annoying for him. And he just wants the best for all his people. So, in conclusion, I showed you how to make an in-depth villain. I showed you some archetypes, some motives, and fleshing out how you would do that. But you gotta make sure that you know it's hard. It's hard creating a character out of nothing. It just is. And if you have a little character that you want to make, don't exactly expect your biggest evil in the world to stay evil. If you decide to flesh them out, because there's always the like you can always have flat villains, but don't always expect that he's gonna be evil. It's kind of like Nightmare Knight in Cucumber Quest. He is this big bad guy. He's huge. Everyone's terrified of him, but all he really wants to do is cook and hang out with Peridot, his friend, which is basically like a little kid. But on the flip side of that, don't expect your sort of evil guy to stay that way. He can also go extraordinarily evil. It's crazy what fleshing out someone can do. But this is your own universe, so go ahead and have fun. Thank you for listening to my speech.